This video is brought to you by education.au. Creative, capable, connected. It was produced by education.au's Strategic ICT Advisory Service, a project funded by the Australian Government's Department of Education, Employment and Workplace Relations.
To say that I got particular things might be a bit exaggerating, but I'll go through what I gleaned, and I certainly would like you to offer more because it's very difficult, as I now appreciate the others' task. Professional learning, as we were going around, professional learning went from training of new teachers, it went from the ongoing training that a professional has every day that they're involved in the profession, and it's also referred to the traditional sorts of professional learning that we're used to, the sort of one-off sessions and the series of professional learning. And just the professional learning of being involved in innovation that's happening all the time through technology. And then there were discussions, and you would probably recognise this, that went off into other things that I couldn't quite recognise as I went from table to table, but they were transcendental, affecting the discussion. So basically, one message that came through was that student outcomes must be the focus of professional learning. That was a very strong one, and that there's value in teachers who are ahead of the pack or interested in specific aspects of the use of ICT and its impact and its effect on pedagogy, sharing the ideas with others, and how that sharing occurs can be done in a range of ways. There's a greater success if the focus is on IT applications to improve learning rather than on how to be an educational technologist. A great motivator for teachers is to want to change, to want to be able to be involved in this and to understand more are obviously the students, but also in many cases it's the parents with different expectations. Although there were discussions about the fact that there are also expectations by parents, by school leaders and others that this is not really that important, that the main business is assessment and traditional curriculum. So there was a tension there. Discovering the value of technology to their capacity to be better teachers drives many teachers to want to know more, and this is complicated and made more urgent by the fact that the skills and the understanding about technology is really changing that quickly. They're on an ongoing feast, so the concept of just going off and doing a course or including it in teacher training is not on. We're really talking about a complete change to the way teachers perceive professional learning as being part of a community of learners, and that the changes occur so quickly that it needs to become part of a teacher's work. Also, that there's recognition that teachers need time and leadership to participate in this sort of professional learning, to be able to reflect on things, to be able to share things, and be able to use and learn new technologies. That there's a value in teachers sitting in on other people's classes, mentoring by experts, other teachers, reflecting on pedagogies collectively, and this could either be done in real life by actually sitting in on classes, although I think there was a certain amount of agreement this is often very threatening, that classrooms tend to be very solitary domains, and the value of a virtual space is that teachers are able to see other people's practice, able to discuss a whole range of things that may not be possible in face-to-face and in a specific time. The problem with some professional learning is that it's focused on skill development rather than pedagogy in the practical classroom sense. There was a mention that Queensland ICT proficiency certificates were a promising development for professional learning for teachers in this area. In relation to industry, and I probably haven't represented this very well, but that industry favours formal learning, but also on-the-job learning is a very important component of that, and it's something that can be further considered in relation to professional learning in this area for teachers. Virtual worlds, I was particularly interested in that discussion, and I started with it and it was quite contained. People were very civil to each other. There seemed to be a group of Jocadians in the room, but I got back there just before the end and it was hardly civil. There was a lot of emotion, there was a lot of passion. It was civil, but there was a lot of emotion and animation.
Second largest country.
Right, sorry.
First largest.
But obviously passion. And what I gleaned from this is there's immense potential and transformational potential in using immersive environments for professional learning of teachers, and the questions seem to be how do we get this to be tested in many schools you can't use these environments, and how is this to be embedded into the teaching of teachers. So what are the challenges there to move into very innovative ways of conducting professional learning that goes beyond what we're used to? So we expect more discussion in that area, I'm sure. On innovation in this area, generally those questions came from that table, but I think everywhere, that how do you affect policymakers to consider innovative ways of looking at professional learning? How do you fund it? Often there's a sense that you need further evidence of its efficacy for to get different ways of running professional learning up. The evidence problem is that the rapidity of change in ICT, it needs to be continued, repeated and changed. And there was one solution offered, is that you need a test bed or something to trial new technologies and new ideas across the country. I'm sure I've missed lots. It's the most interesting to go around each table and get quite different perspectives. But please, can anyone add to this, or please, if I've missed lots, now's the time to perhaps raise the points.
Any comments from anyone? I have to say that no, come on, there's something down the back bubbling from those joke areas.
I was going to say the virtual worlds table with the animated discussion has now set up subsequent meetings where we will be working together.
Excellent.
Well done. So our animated discussion wasn't just for
well done. Excellent. Okay, so any other comments?
Great summary.
No, exactly. Well said.